I've talked to a lot of high school teachers about PAT, and first of all, they think that high school students won't be interested in PAT, and it's the opposite. Just because they're in huge adult-looking bodies, they are kids inside. There's really not very many people who just don't like to have fun. So what I do is I take my normal curriculum that I need to teach them anyway, and I just put it in game form and use it as an incentive. So let's say I want to make sure after this unit that I get through the vocabulary. Oh, good, there's Jeopardy at the end of the week. So I just save that and I say, and we need to make sure that we get through A, B, C, and then you can see D is a Jeopardy game. That keeps them so on track. In fact, I don't need to correct them. I don't need to say, please settle down. I notice the other kids say that, shh, we want to get to the game, stop talking. You know, if kids are taking too long writing notes, I'll go, hurry up, stay focused. So they're always correcting each other. If we ever run out of time, it's the game that's sacrificed. So early on, you actually want that to happen. You want to have a little bit of goofing off, and then you say, oh, you look at the clock and you say, whoops, 5 minutes isn't enough time for the game. We'll just have enough time, you know, put away your supplies, put away your chairs, you know, wrap up. We'll have to do the game another day. And then they adjust each other. Joey, if only you had been focusing, and Sarah, you took all that time sharpening your pencils, you know, and they'll adjust each other. I don't play the bad guy in the classroom at all because it truly is an incentive for them. And they never outgrow that incentive. You think it's just for little kids. The big ones are even sometimes worse on the game because they just don't get enough of it in a high school class setting. So many teachers are thinking lecture notes, test. And instead, I always make the lesson come alive at the end through a game. And they quite often remember it better too. Interest charges on unpaid credit accounts are known as
finance charges.
Yeah.
Oh! Yes.
They remember someone standing up and going, scarcity, so much more than they would remember me saying the concept of shortage when demands exceed supply is called scarcity.
Middle school and high school students agree.
Well, there's a real sense of team when you get with all your friends and you're able to review and that type of thing. So you build friendship as well.
It's one of those things that gets the kids up and moving after sitting down all day.
Well, I like it because the fact that it's a game and it helps you learn at the same time.
I can study more and I can remember some of it.
The competition in the classroom kind of makes everybody, you know, it's different than sitting there reading a book all day, and you start, you know, have competition with your classmates, and it's a real fun way to learn.
It's just a better way to use up the class time instead of just sitting there individually. You're actually sharing your knowledge with the rest of the class, so that way if somebody didn't know and didn't speak up, they actually learn it.
It feels good to win because you like to be a winner, number one, and not nothing else.
I find this a fun way of learning. It's more exciting than just sitting there reading your textbook and taking notes because you really get lost in what the teacher's saying in forms of teaching like that. So I like doing it this way a lot better.
One thing to remember when implementing preferred activity time into your classroom is that our job as teachers is first to empower students to make choices, and then to teach them to make good choices. Responsibility training using preferred activity time will help your students make the good choice to take responsibility for their own behavior. The most beautiful thing about PAT is that students are either learning new material or reviewing material that they must master while having a lot of fun. You can quickly turn any lesson into a PAT by making it a team game. As your repertoire of games grows, the notion of having fun while learning will increasingly permeate your teaching. For more complete examples of PAT and the games from the classrooms we visited, view the bonus segments, PAT examples in elementary classrooms and PAT examples in secondary at the end of session 11. You will also find PAT ideas in the appendix of the Tools for Teaching book and on our website,